The one and only root cause of the dojo politics is this: the need to impress others. Yeah. Let me repeat that. The one and only root cause of why the dojo politics happens is the need to impress others. Yeah. Hello my friends, this is Regular Slasher and thank you for watching my videos as usual. Yeah. I need to talk about this one because it happens to be one of the biggest elephants in the room. It's the so-called dojo politics yet again, and I will not stop until my message comes across very clearly, because the dojo politics is one of the components that actually destroy your personal development as far as Japanese swordsmanship. I don't think it's only applicable to Japanese swordsmanship, but it's also applicable to all forms of martial arts, and in fact everything, like from the martial arts, school, at work, in the corporate, and even families break up because of this so-called politics. But in this case, allow me to focus on the dojo politics and why is this the reason that destroys your personal kenjutsu progress. So without further delay, it's this: why is the need to impress others is the only root cause for this. It branches to actually lots of reasons, but it all boils down to the need to seek approval from outside of ourselves. And you know what? To be honest, that is the easy route, I think, because the more difficult route is, first is to find your own sense of purpose in life, and next is to act on it and fulfilling those goals related to your purpose. But the temptation, the need to impress others is really there, and it's very real, man. So first, I would like you to acknowledge that phenomenon that happens really in the martial arts world, specifically this dojo politics thing, and it happens because of the need to impress others. I could not repeat that enough. One situation let me give you. Let's say that you saw some picture of an Instagram account that contains about swords and blades and weaponry and martial arts and all that stuff, and you happen to stumble upon an Instagram account of somebody posing with a samurai sword and a pretty face. And then the uninitiated feels suddenly impressed. Wow, this should be real, because there are so many likes, shares in social media, so this must be the real thing. But not knowing that it's not really the truth, and that's just an icing on the cake. Even if it's an icing on the cake, it's really a bad one. It leaves a bad taste in the mouth, kind of icing on the cake. Yeah. The uninitiated who looked at that certain Instagram photo with, posing with a samurai sword and having a pretty face and having lots of likes and shares and comments. It's like if you are familiar with the beta orbiters, like, oh, please DM me. I like your face. It's so beautiful, and the sword too. It's totally unrelated to your real kenjutsu progress, but the likes, it's so distracting that you are too distracted to face what's really behind it. Alright, so it's very, very tempting to stop right there. Alright, the uninitiated in turn gets to impress more people using this, to the point that anyone who does not believe them, they shut them out and form a group of their own. And it usually stems from their own idiosyncrasy, whatever that means. anything that becomes a preference and you start to act on it, and then more people are attracted to you because of what you observed, regardless of the validity of it. Um, the tendency is that you do not want to veer out for the fear of getting offended, for the fear of offending people, rather, not because you're actively seeking the truth for yourself, but here you are in this messy circle that hopefully it will end, but it will only end as soon as you actively decide that this is it, this is enough. Enough is enough. I would like to get the truth. Not the kind of BS, not the kind of bullshit that people tell you that because this photo has lots of Facebook likes and this must be the truth. That is pure bullshit. Another thing, in my country, the Philippines, is they have this different we have these different islands, right? And we speak the different languages and dialects, and if you live in a certain island speaking the same dialect but with a different accent, people will judge you, use this trashy shaming tactics just to get you out of their sight. And if you happen to be on the receiving end and you're actively pursuing the Holy Grail, so to speak, or not really the Holy Grail, but you just want to know the kernel or the core understanding, especially of the martial art nature or how it works, really, without this superfluous things, none of these superfluous examples that are actually just distracting you from the real thing, right? For example, that long story short, if a set of people likes the color blue and then you happen to like the color red, and then you say that red is a real thing, but the people who like the blue color will shut you out just because you don't like the color blue. That's as stupid as it sounds, but it's very, very real and it's happening. Alright, so taking in the context of martial arts schools, Kenjutsu schools, or Kendo clubs, whatever, if you don't look as good as the whole group should feel how it should look like, then regardless of request that you need to find out what the truth is, you get lost. Alright, get pretty lost, and then instead you end up finding yourself trying to please your senpai or your sensei, and in order for you to survive in that dojo, instead of proactively looking for the truth. And I mean, this will probably anger the senpai or the sensei that is looking at this video right now, that is watching this video right now, so I don't really care. In fact, this should be a starting point that, oh, the road, the Michi itself has become ending up with many detours already. Kind of such a sad thing, but yeah. How to deal with this? Alright, so let me give you one hint on how to deal with this dojo politics. Not that in order to squash dojo politics completely, but to get around, alright, and to not get lost in that so-called dojo politics or groupthink mentality that really deprives you of access to the so-called knowledge that the original martial art is trying to offer. Yeah. That remedy And by no means I don't see it as a silver bullet, but it's a hint, and it's called emotional detachment. Yeah. How does emotional detachment work in this case? You see, concretely, you pay your monthly dues to your dojo if you must, but as far as relationship to your dojo mate is concerned, being cordial is more than enough, right? Being cordial without actually being friends with your dojo mates is better than getting emotionally attached to them. For example, if they like anime, you must like anime, otherwise you will feel left out and not being able to come to the dojo the next day. Okay? Emotional detachment works by being cordial, but not being necessarily be friends with those people, not mingling with them to the point that you lose your own identity and your sense of purpose and whatnot. Alright, so with that being said, I wish you best of luck, and I hope that within yourself you find there's something unique about yourself, and that alone would be the reason for you to continue whatever you want to continue. Yeah, that's it, my friends. And if you like what you just saw, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And especially if you click the notification bell, you'll be the very first person to know that I have uploaded a new video that contains new information that could possibly help you in the future. Yeah. This is Regular Slasher signing off. Thank you. Much love. And どうもありがとうございました。Yeah. And cut!